We arrived in Bar Harbor wrapped in thick fog, unsure what the day would bring. It was our first visit, and with just a few hours, we had to make it count. Acadia, Lobster, and a tiny window to explore. Was it worth it? Let's find out. Good morning and welcome to Bar Harbor, Maine. Yes, this is our view of Bar Harbor. So I am not sure what's going to happen on our tour today. We are scheduled to take a tour. We'll take you along with us. And this is a tender port, so the tenders are going very, very slowly due to the fog, as you can see. So we will let you know what Bar Harbor, Maine is like. I am looking for some lobster before I get back on this ship. I don't care if they cancel the tour, as long as they take me ashore so I can get some lobster. That's all that matters to me today. So we have finally arrived onto land, and yeah, that was quite the experience because of all of the fog. And there are restrooms here over across the way there. That green hut is restrooms. We are a little early for our excursion, rather be early than late. We were told to meet over by the Princess sign over there where they have the water they're serving. And at least the sun is shining on land. On sea, it is really, really foggy. But here we are. So this is your quintessential New England town. I am really very happy and excited to be here. So when you arrive, be sure to pick up your free map right here outside of Ollie's Trolley. And here are the times in case you're interested in taking a self-guided tour. Okay, now that we are on the island, I do want to say, or on land I should say, here's the thing about the tenders. So we had to do some asking around to find out that as long as you have a tour, you can just leave the ship whenever you want. They didn't organize an official group to say if you have a tour leaving at this time or that time, get off the ship. But you just take your tour tickets down and get off the ship. You don't have to wait. So I found out about this last minute. This is a house that you can take a tour of. It's owned by the Historical Society here in Bar Harbor. I don't think we're going to have enough time to actually take a tour, but I did want to show you this way so that you can see that today the mansion is open from 10 to 2. So we're right in the sweet spot. There are gift shops and gardens. All right, so just taking a stop in the mansion, spoke to the nice lady inside. She said the tour could take anywhere from a half an hour to 2 hours. It's really up to you. Adults are $18 for the tour. You should plan some time for that. They're only open from 10 to 2 today. So check it out for when you're visiting to see if you have time to stop here as well. We are gonna head back towards the beach now. One of the great things I'm noticing about this town is you have a lot of directionals. So we're headed back towards the waterfront. We're going to go up the Bar Island path, and we were just at the Bar Harbor Historical Society, and you can see Acadia National Park is over to our left. So we are going to head back this way towards the beach. Okay, we are now at the Bar Island Park turnoff. It's on Bridge Street off of West. Apparently we are at low tide, which means that you can walk a ways out. And if I recall correctly from watching other videos, this area is gravelly. So while you can go out here, do make sure that you have on real shoes, closed-toe shoes, and take your time. We're at low tide right now. Low tide, as I say, will leave you stranded. You can safely cross the bar 1.5 hours before and after low tide. The next tide will leave you there for 9 hours. And if they have to come get you, it's gonna cost you. And starting right here, it starts to get gravelly. So again, this is why you want to have on proper footwear. So we are technically on sand right now, and this path will take you over to the island over there while it's low tide. Once the tide comes in, I don't know how far back the water comes, but we'll take a little short walk out, maybe about halfway, and come on back. But you can see where there should be water.
Oh, this is like in Oyster Bay or Bayville in Long Island. During low tide, the water doesn't completely go out, but it's like knee-high, and you can walk from one strip to another.
And he's picking out the perfect stones for skipping. This is his first time skipping stones. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Shell,
No, broken shell.
No.
Hey, I don't think you're going to hear the C out of that one. Oh, you got 2 skips on that one. This is amazing. I wonder how quickly the tide comes in when it does here. How much time do you have to get out of here once the tide starts to come in? I wonder if people like dig for clams and whatnot over here. Like, look at all the clam shells down there. All right, and I see people over there with their toes in the water. And so here's the other thing I would tell you about taking a tour in Bar Harbor. No matter what time your tour leaves, come out as early as you can. Be out by like 9:30, 10 o'clock so that you can walk around. Everything seems to open at 10. So you can take your time and take in the sights. Due to weather, we had a little trouble, as you know, getting off of the ship, but I would highly recommend this. And I was just saying to the little guy, now that I've been here, Newport, I would do like a New England car trip. Now I would want to go to Portland, come here, and then round it out over in Newport. So let me know if you're interested in seeing that. I would definitely love to do that, just to get a deeper view of what there is to see and do in these wonderful coastal New England towns. And so we are headed back towards Mom now. She could not make it up the hill, which I completely understand. Hopefully after the tour, when we are walking in the downtown area, it's flat and a whole lot less hilly, so she'll be able to hang out with us. I'm so excited to see that the sun is shining here. I almost left my sunglasses in the room looking at the fog going, oh, I'm not going to need these. Good thing I bought them. And honestly, don't really need the jacket right now. I just don't want to carry it. It's 60-ish, but it's a warm 60. There are people in shorts, and I think you'll be fine in shorts. Bring a jacket, because you just never know. When we were walking onto the gangway to get onto the tender, everybody buttoned up and put on jackets because it was really cool with the breeze off of the water. And it's a very short distance from the bar path back over to where we got off of the tender, right here at the pier. And to straight ahead or to the left, when you come off the pier, we went to the right, you'll find all of the shops and restaurants and what have you. So after our tour drops us off, which is a 2.5-hour tour, we'll explore the downtown area, and you will hopefully happily see me eating some Maine lobster.
Millionaires were leaving Bar Harbor in the 1920s. 2 of J.P. Morgan's daughters had very palatial estates still in Bar Harbor. J.P. Morgan, in an attempt to stem the flow of millionaires out, started a club only for the summer colony. If you were a local, even if you were a millionaire, a year-round resident, you weren't allowed in the front door. The only way you were allowed into this club was if you worked there. I know, because I was a busboy there. This is it on the right, the Bar Harbor Club. In 1929, he got subscriptions to build that for $350,000. In today's money, about $4 million. Coming up on the right, this is Bridge Street. Look down to your right. I believe the bar will still be uncovered enough to make it out. You have an hour-and-a-half window to walk over to the first island. Now, people make the mistake of saying, well, if I miss the hour-and-a-half window on either side of the tide, I'll wade back. We have an 11-foot tide. Consequently, there won't be any wading. There's a water taxi number out there, and it costs $150 to call them. That bar across the harbor at low tide is where the town, of course, gets its name. Now these two lovely B&Bs here both say they were built by Joseph Pulitzer. He never lived in either one of them. He built them as guest houses. If you met Joe Pulitzer at a newspaper conference and he said, come visit me in Bar Harbor, you didn't stay in his palatial granite estate overhanging the water out on Sealy Road. He put you in one of those dumps. Now here comes a real summer cottage on our right, La Rochelle, 45 rooms, built in 1903 by the Bodin family. The most famous owners, however, were the Dorrance family. Dr. John Dorrance was a German-American who went to MIT. He got a chemical engineering degree. He then went to work for the Campbell Vegetable Packing Company, where he invented condensed soup. When he died in 1930, he was the president, CEO, and majority stockholder in Campbell Soup. This is the widest portion of Frenchman's Bay, 4 miles across to the mainland. We're on an island here, the second largest island on the East Coast. It was discovered by a Frenchman in 1604 on a trading ship heading for New France, 120 miles off course. They ran aground off this island. We are now going into Acadia National Park, the main entrance. The only national park donated to the federal government by millionaires. It is the 8th smallest national park with 48,000 acres. 45,000 on this island and 3,000 across the bay on the Schoodic Peninsula. Now, the father of Acadia was a man named George Dorr, D-O-R-R. However, the largest contributor to the park, land-wise, was John D. Rockefeller Jr. So when George Dorr was made the first park superintendent, he allowed John D. Rockefeller Jr. to do a lot of the planning. John D. Rockefeller Jr. thought everything in the park should match nature. Notice these big granite blocks alongside the road. They're called coping stones. John D. Rockefeller Jr. didn't want any of those ugly metal guardrails. So he had workers in the 1930s put those big granite stones in place. The local workers he hired called them Rockefeller's teeth. Now you remember that tallest viaduct in New England, 275 feet tall. It's a modern poured concrete bridge covered with granite to look like a Roman viaduct. Peek over the edge. That doesn't look like 275 feet because those are treetops. We are on Mount Desert Island. 45,000 acres of Acadia is on Mount Desert Island. We are the second largest island on the East Coast. Invariably, somebody from New York State says to me, what's the largest island on the East Coast? And I have to tell them, in your state, right off New York, there's a really long island. I wonder what they named it. Now, there are 18 or 20, according to how you count hills and mountains, in this mountain range. We'll get a view of, and then we're going to drive up the tallest of those mountains. The original name of the mountain was Green Mountain. It's now called Cadillac Mountain. It is the highest point you can look down on the Atlantic Ocean. It's not the tallest mountain in Maine, New England, or the eastern United States. It's merely the tallest mountain you can look down and see the Atlantic Ocean. It's also the first spot in the continental U.S. that the sun hits from October to May. That's Penobscot Mountain across from us. On the other side of it is a smaller mountain called Sargent Mountain. On the other side of that is the only fjord on the East Coast, Somme Sound, a valley between two mountains filled with seawater.
So we are off the bus at Acadia National Park. I am so excited. This is my first time in a real national park that wasn't a historic mansion, like a real park. So I'm so excited. We're gonna go up and take a look at the view down at Bar Harbor from here, as well as our ship docked out in the waters below. And here's the view. Look at that beautiful ship out there in the harbor. Sing it with me. The Love Boat. Soon we'll be making love. Well, this is my first time hiking in a national park. And sorry guys, I am geeked out.
Oh, you mean you've never gone to the Grand Canyon?
I've never been to the big old Grand Canyon. This is my first time doing something like this, and I think I might be bit by the bug. I see why my very good friend loves to go hiking. If this is the view that you're rewarded with, I would do it. This is amazing. So it says the Wabanaki people have long held this mountain, the White Mountain of the First Light, as a significant place. Look at this view. And one more time, look at that ship out there. Made the tendering worth it today. Absolutely an amazing, amazing view. Yes, if you have a choice, come to Acadia National Park and may you be blessed with wonderful weather. This is amazing. Do it.
That mountain is Door Mountain. He bought the entire mountain, he bought the entire meadow, and that's where some of the 49 million went. And that spring that makes that meadow so marshy, that's the third thing he bought, Surdamont Springs. The mountain behind the pond is the gradual side of a mountain that was named Newport Mountain. It was George Doerr's favorite hike. When he changed the name of Green Mountain to Cadillac, he changed the name of Newport Mountain to Champlain, the only pink granite coastline in the United States. There are other pink granite deposits. New Jersey, Texas, and Michigan. None of them are on the ocean. Where all these people are, try and see by them, and you will see pink granite shoreline. Now it's pink granite because this island was formed by volcanic activity 100 million years ago. There you go, look right. That's Cadillac's backside and Door Mountain's backside.
So we are at Stewman's, just off of the port where you would tender, just if you come out on your left on West Street before you hit Main Street. And we are going to try out the lobster here. I'm going for the Maine lobster bisque and of course a lobster roll. And here is my lobster bisque. Let's take a look. Now we're talking. That's the consistency we're looking for out of a lobster bisque. Can't wait to taste it. Okay, let's give this bisque a try.
I gotta leave that out there so I can remember. I keep forgetting.
Perfection. Absolutely. This is perfect. You have to come to Maine to get proper lobster bisque. I hate to say it, but it's true. Delicious. And here is the lobster roll. It looks like a lot, but even if I don't eat the bread, I will be eating all the lobster. We'll see how the fries are. This looks really, really good. And this is the kids' meal. It comes with, looks like some peaches.
And I think that's pears.
Pears maybe. And then here are the tenders. How is it? This is the view that I wish that I could have shown you this morning, but no matter, we can see it now. This is majestic. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't have the words. This is amazing. Now I can say it. Welcome to beautiful Bar Harbor, Maine. Without the fog. It turned out to be an absolutely lovely day. Let me give you a recap of the day. We had an amazing time. This is one of the things I love about cruising, because we are able to unpack once and visit a bunch of different places. I now feel very confident that I would love to visit Bar Harbor on its own, maybe with a whole New England trip up and down the East Coast there. Lovely Acadia National Park. It was beautiful, the history there. Downtown Bar Harbor, had some lobster. Had an absolutely wonderful time. Wish we could have spent more time there. Wish we had gotten off of the ship even earlier so we could have explored the downtown area sooner. But still, we squeezed in as much as we possibly could. A little shopping, some lunch, late lunch, early dinner, however you'd like to say it. The tour, it was all amazing. And now I have been bit by the National Park's bug. Had a great time. I would highly suggest Bar Harbor, Maine. Had a blast. We hope that you've enjoyed this tour of Bar Harbor, Maine with us. Be sure to check out our entire playlist from this cruise aboard the Enchanted Princess. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when the next adventure begins. And no matter where your next adventures take you, we hope that you enjoy the journey. Bye now.